at 12. The 6 o'clock news starts right now.
A Medina County man facing capital murder charges in connection with the deaths of his mother and stepfather. Jeffrey O'Mara, arrested in Perry County, Tennessee. That's just southwest of Nashville. Now, according to the Medina County Sheriff's Office, deputies responded to the victim's home on Tuesday for a welfare check. When they arrived, they found the victims dead.
A warrant was issued for O'Mara's arrest. We're told that he was found in Tennessee driving his stepfather's pickup. Deputies did not say how the victims were killed or why, and their names have not yet been released. O'Mara is awaiting extradition back to Medina County. New at 6, a little girl murdered more than 30 years ago on the city's west side will soon be memorialized. The San Antonio City Council approving a street to be named in Jennifer Delgado's honor. The effort was started by her former classmate, and he tells our Erica Hernandez how he hopes this memorial could one day lead to solving Jennifer's murder.
I'm so very happy that it got approved.
Christopher Palmer has been trying for about a year to raise funds to honor his former classmate, Jennifer Sue Delgado, by having a street named after her.
In October of 2021, I had raised enough money and I submitted my application with the City of San Antonio. It went through all various departments and finally went through City Council.
In 1988, Delgado was at a laundromat at the corner of West Rock and West Oak Road with her mother when a man walked in, got frustrated with a vending machine, and then randomly stabbed Delgado and her mother. While her mother survived, the 7-year-old didn't.
This is kind of closure for me, just so that her memory, who she was, is never forgotten, and in the hopes that someday maybe some information will come forward.
In about 4 to 6 weeks, a section of West Rock Drive where that laundromat was once located will be named Jennifer Sue Delgado Memorial Way.
I think for people that didn't know her and they're driving by and who was Jennifer Delgado? It's as easy as going through to a Google search and they find out who she was, what happened, and maybe just take away a greater appreciation of life, that it's short.
Now, as far as Jennifer's murder case, it still remains unsolved. If you have any information that can lead to an arrest, you could call the SAPD tip line or Crime Stoppers. Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
A man recovering tonight from what police are calling serious injuries after they say he was attacked by someone with a knife overnight. It happened around 1 this morning at a gas station on Nacogdoches Road, not far from MacArthur Park. That's on the northeast side. Officers tell us a man who was living in a van behind the gas station got into an argument with another man. The fight escalated, then the man stabbed the victim in the chest, slashed his hand several times. At last check, police were still searching for the suspect, who was described as a tall man.
A homeowner forced out thanks to a fire in northeast Bexar County. 2 dogs were also killed. This happened early this morning in Converse, just before 3 on Estrid Trail. That's near Walsham and Seguin Roads. There was heavy fire on the backside of the house, making it dangerous for fire crews to move around in that part of the home, but eventually they did put out the flames.
I never seen anything like it. You couldn't even see the roof. It was just rolling. The whole roof was rolling with smoke.
The homeowner was able to get out and was treated for smoke inhalation. Those 2 dogs died inside the home. What sparked this fire is under investigation.
The firefighters still have some unanswered questions about a fire at this home on the southeast side. Crews called to the 4200 block of Golden Spice Drive around 6 this morning. When they got there, they say flames were coming from the front of the house. According to investigators, they may have been squatters inside the home when the fire started. They were long gone, though, by the time firefighters got there. No injuries reported. Russia's war in Ukraine took a startling turn last night during the shelling of its largest nuclear plant, one of the largest in Europe. However, the flames we saw were from a training center about 1,500 feet away from the plant's 6 nuclear reactors. Jesse Deguiato says that was still way too close to comfort for those who remember what happened at another Ukrainian nuclear plant 36 years ago.
Ukrainian townspeople Wednesday had tried to block Russian troops from reaching the Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant. only to see history's first attack on a nuclear plant the following night, the largest one in Europe in southeastern Ukraine, raising fears it could lead to another Chernobyl. Long since shut down, the plant to the north is now under Russian control. It was the site of the world's worst nuclear disaster in 1986. Also concerned was a former nuclear plant manager until Bert Grabo learned more about Zaporizhia.
It's not even close to the same design as Chernobyl. There was no containment. It just was a shed over the building.
What caught fire were nearby buildings. Zaporizhia's reactors were unharmed. They're in highly fortified concrete containment buildings with steel reinforcements.
They're designed to actually take a missile hit. You'd have to penetrate the containment itself before there would be any radiation release.
The Russians had to know that, so then why attack the nuclear plant, one of 15 in Ukraine? Grabo speculates it was a ploy by Russian President Vladimir Putin to alarm the world.
In my opinion, they were going after the things that just made a lot of news.
Rather than risk an even larger nuclear disaster, he says would take just cutting the power lines leading from the plant.
It'd be crazy to destroy 6 nuclear reactors. You're talking billions and billions of dollars in assets.
Assets which he says Russia wants, along with the rest of Ukraine. Jesse Degollado, KSAT 12 News.
Ukrainians living in San Antonio want their voices heard in Washington. They met with Congressman Joaquin Castro today to share their concerns and their frustrations with this war. RJ Marquez tells us more about Castro's sit-down with members of Ukrainian San Antonio and what steps are being taken in D.C. to help these local families.
As the war rages on in their native country, these women from the local nonprofit Ukrainian San Antonio looking for any answers to help their loved ones back home.
But I keep in touch with my friends who is hiding, who is living with constant fear.
They met today with Congressman Joaquin Castro for a roundtable discussion to share their stories of the pain and heartbreak they are feeling thousands of miles away.
I wanted to let them know that I'm listening and that Congress is listening. I know they're speaking in very desperate voices, because a lot of them have family members that are still there.
One of those voices is Victoria Lumblad, who says her hometown of Kharkiv has been leveled by Russian bombing.
You see so beautiful city, churches, trees, people dancing. Right now, this city is destroyed. It bombed.
These women wanting harsher sanctions on Russia, Castro said their pleas are not going unheard.
The United States is stepping up its support militarily of Ukraine, also imposing very severe sanctions on Vladimir Putin in Russia.
The congressman also working to impose social and cultural sanctions in Russia, along with a way to help refugees.
There's been talk of trying to establish a humanitarian corridor, for example, to make sure that people who are fleeing the country have a safe route out.
These San Antonio women hoping they can one day travel back to the Ukraine they once called home.
Please stop this war. I want to come to my hometown that already bombed, and I would like still see my people who is there.
RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
Check out traffic right now. Let's go to I-35 at Loop 410, and actually things moving a lot smoother than they normally do here. It is a slowdown, but not as bad as it usually is on a Friday night.
And we are kicking off the weekend in a very warm way around here. 76 degrees out there right now. Katie Blake in for Adam Caskey today. What's the weekend hold?
More of the same. A lot of what we saw today we'll see over the next couple of days. But our temperature roller coaster ride that's not, it's typical this time of year. It continues, and we have a few chilly days in the forecast next week. That'll be important if you've got spring break plans around South Central Texas. I'll show you that forecast shortly. Let's check on the aquifer. It's down nearly half a foot today to right around 660 feet. And in your pollen count, another pretty long list today, but thankfully everything is nice and low. 76 at the airport right now, low to mid 80s down to the southwest. It's as warm as 86 in Cotulla. This evening, things will cool down very slowly. Temperatures falling through the 70s into the mid to upper 60s closer to midnight. Any clearing this evening will be very short-lived. We'll bring the low clouds back by late tonight, and we'll get the weekend off to a gray start in the morning. I'll detail your weekend forecast, talk more about that temperature roller coaster coming up in just a bit.
With long haul, there's still so much unanswered out there.
When it comes to long COVID, do you know who is most at risk of dealing with that? Some factors that could put you on that list. Next at 6.
The Bexar County Sheriff's Office launching an investigation involving students sharing explicit photos at this school district. The important conversations parents need to have with their kids on the Night Beat.
And a local church working across borders in hopes of helping Ukraine. We're going to take a look at their work with a pastor overseas who's getting resources to those in need. It's tonight on the Night Beat.
In Del Rio, a Republican congressional delegation in town, they say, to take action on securing the border.
Congressman Tony Gonzalez leading the tour along the border where 13 U.S. representatives, all of them Republicans, say they met with Border Patrol agents and local business owners on the steps needed to address the border crisis. All this happened, but our cameras weren't allowed at those actual meetings.
You hear President Biden talk about securing the border, show up to the border. You shouldn't be legislating unless you've actually seen the border.
The delegation also met with business owners across different sectors, including banks. All of this information, they say, will help in the next step, which is to present legislation and push for agents on the border to have the resources they need.
You got COVID, but just when you believe your symptoms were subsiding, they never quite go away. It's called long COVID. People experience lingering symptoms even after the initial COVID infection has cleared. So who gets it? Ursula Perry with new research that's providing some clues into who may be most at risk.
From music lessons to shooting hoops. Busy mother of two, Jane's story always has to stay on top of the game. But 3 months after she cleared her COVID infection, lingering symptoms threw her off.
I was having a hard time breathing. I felt like my lungs were burning. And I told my husband, I was like, I think I have COVID again.
Story was actually experiencing long COVID. It's a condition where she had prolonged symptoms of her COVID infection.
We're seeing long COVID symptoms in about 10 to 30% of patients who've had COVID infections.
Initially, it was believed that people with severe COVID infections were the ones most likely to get long COVID. But those with mild infections are also getting it. Now, researchers from Seattle have found the presence of certain autoantibodies, which are antibodies that mistakenly attack the body in autoimmune diseases, can put you at risk. They found the autoantibodies present in 60% of patients with long COVID. Other risk factors include having type 2 diabetes and a reactivated Epstein-Barr virus, a type of herpes virus. Your gender may also play a role.
We think that there is a slight predominance for women over men.
Knowing these risk factors can narrow down treatment for those suffering with long COVID, like Story, who's currently getting therapy at a COVID clinic at Vanderbilt University. Meantime, a Hong Kong study found that your gut bacteria may have something to do with whether you develop long COVID symptoms. The study found that if you have healthy gut bacteria, chances are you will not develop long COVID. Ursula Perry, KSAT 12 News.
All right, let's take a look outside with Sky 12 right now over the splash pads.
And they're working.
They're working.
See them down there?
Yeah.
They're on.
They're getting some use, and it seems like a pretty good day for it, maybe even a good weekend for that. Katie Blake.
Yes, but don't let the warmth this weekend fool you. You've got to stay on your toes this time of year as we
exactly.
get into
it is
March,
South Texas.
Just when we think it's warmed up, we cool back down. And in fact, this is a special note for those of you that may have plans this weekend or next week to do some planting, some gardening, yard work. Hold off. I will tell you why coming up in just a minute. Let's look at today's time lapse. Started off very gray this morning. We had some mist, a little drizzle and fog. But after lunchtime, the cloud cover really started to break up. It was a gradual clearing, but clearing nonetheless. We're mostly sunny now at the airport with the temperature in the mid to upper 70s. Expect more of the same this weekend. Wash, rinse, repeat over the next few days. Morning fog and drizzle giving way to some gradual afternoon clearing to put our highs each day in the low 80s. That's about 10 degrees above average for this time of year. Early Monday morning, our next front comes through with some cooler and drier air. So warm for the next few days, and then a chill returns by Monday. 83 currently in Del Rio, 81 Hondo, 80 in Pleasanton. So some spots down to the southwest that cleared out a little sooner, or just a touch warmer currently. Everyone's got a nice southerly breeze in place, about 10 to 20 miles per hour. That breeze actually felt really nice, and it's not overly muggy out there. Our dew point numbers are generally in the mid to upper 50s. Now that is starting to approach muggy territory. Really, once we get into the mid and upper 60s, that's where the humidity feels a lot more oppressive. And we'll start to see more of those numbers on the map over the next few days. So our humidity will continue to gradually climb this weekend into muggy territory, but then it quickly falls early next week behind that cold front early Monday. That front will also bring us a very, very short window for rain. So let me show you that here on Futurecast. Starting off tomorrow morning, gray. Fog, drizzle will be possible, but just like today, we clear up after lunchtime to see nice and warm with high temperatures near 80. Essentially the same story on Sunday. By 8 a.m. Sunday, we're overcast. I think there could be just a few additional spotty showers out there early on Sunday morning, in addition to the fog and drizzle. But once again, Sunday afternoon, we'll be able to clear up a bit, see some sun, and warm up. Then very late Sunday night into Monday morning, our next cold front will be moving in from the northwest with a very narrow line of showers with it. This is not great rain-making energy that we'll be working with here early on Monday, but nonetheless, into the pre-dawn hours of Monday morning, this front will skirt on through the I-35 corridor with a broken line of rain. If your yard does get a little bit of rain, it certainly is not going to add up to much, and it won't last very long. That's not the news we need. We need good widespread rain, but that's just not in the cards with this front on Monday morning. By Monday afternoon, it's down near the Gulf Coast, so if your spring break plans take you down to the Gulf Coast early next week, prepare for some rain chances Monday, also into Tuesday. So behind this front early next week, our temperatures Monday afternoon, I'm expecting them to settle down in the low 60s, even the upper 50s, and we'll stay unseasonably cool essentially through the middle of next week. So that cold front really will have an impact on our temperatures next week. We rebound a bit by Thursday, and then a second cold front late next week. This one is the reason why I'm telling you to hold off on any planting, any spring plants that you may be wanting to plant this weekend. The second front late next week on Friday the 11th could potentially bring us air cold enough that we have another freeze possible next Friday night, March 11th into Saturday, March 12th. So there is a potential for a freeze there. We'll keep an eye on it for you. That's why I say just hold off on any planning this weekend if you can. A look at your day tomorrow. Gray to start, 63 in the morning, 81 in the afternoon, warm and breezy each afternoon this weekend, and then a bit cooler early next week. The roller coaster continues, guys.
Just when you think our freezes are done,
Yeah.
Mother Nature pulls you back in.
Do not be deceived by those 80s. Thanks, Katie.
All right, a couple of local kids trying to make a great first impression in Indianapolis. Larry.
Yes, today at the NFL Scouting Combine, it's all about offensive linemen and running backs. We're waiting for Sincere McCormick to take the field, but his former UTSA teammate Spencer Burford ran through some drills with the offensive linemen. And in girls high school basketball, Fredericksburg started off hot in the 4A state semis. We got the highlights coming up. Let's go to the Alamo Dome for girls high school basketball. Fredericksburg playing Brownsboro in the Class 4A state semifinals today. First quarter, the Billies are hot. Ella Hartman for three, great bounce, and down it goes. The Billies lead 7-4. Later on, Kirsten Hartman feeds Lauren Dans for another triple, and the Billies are rolling early on 12-5. Fredericksburg led 12-8 after one, but Brownsboro had the lead 26-21 at halftime, and Brownsboro goes on to win 61-40, outscoring Fredericksburg 22-10 in the fourth quarter.
Our shot selection was very good tonight. Just like Coach said, shots weren't falling, and everybody has one of those nights. Earlier in the season, we could throw it up backwards and it would go in. And then we had some of those games where we couldn't hit the broadside of the barn. They gave 100% effort doing everything that I've asked them to do. It's just that bucket was about this big for us.
Sophomore Lauren Dans led the Billies with 10 points, and the Lady Billies finished the season 36-4. In Class 6A, the Clark Cougars got a sweet send-off this morning before heading to the Alamo Dome, where they'll face DeSoto in the 6A state semifinals tonight at 8:30. The Cougars' first trip to state. The drumline led the team through the hallways and courtyard for teachers and students to cheer them on. The rest of the Cougar band and spirit groups were waiting in the bus loop for one last spirited send-off, along with parents and athletic boosters. Clark is ranked third by the Texas Association of Basketball Coaches, while DeSoto is ranked number 1. In TAPS girls basketball Class 4A state semifinals, Legacy Prep Christian Academy beat San Antonio Lutheran today 49-41. On the boys' side of TAPS high school basketball, Church John Paul II Catholic High School received a nice send-off this morning as well before leaving for Waco to play in the 4A state semifinals this afternoon at 4:30. Led by head coach Forrest Blackwell, the JP2 Guardians are ranked 5th in the state for the TABC, while their opponent, Houston Westbury Christian, comes in at number 3. In boys TAPS 5A state semis, San Antonio TMI edged out Conroe the Woodlands Christian today 45-40. So head coach Bruce Bowen and his guys are one dub shy of winning it all. TMI will face McKinney Christian Academy tomorrow 4:30 p.m. for the TAPS 5A state championship.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
Take you to Indianapolis for the 2022 NFL Scouting Combine. Today was all about offensive linemen, running backs, and special teams. UTSA offensive lineman Spencer Burford ran the 40-yard dash in 5.24 seconds and then 5.22 seconds. His second 40 produced his best time. He measured in at 6'4" and 1/8 of an inch at 304 pounds. Running back Sincere McCormick will take the field later tonight. Yesterday, while meeting with the media, Sincere was asked about his running style.
Running is a unique art. My playing style is very aggressive. Dog mentality, savage mentality is something that was run through our room. So, I'm the type of person, I'm about action. So everything you see and put forward, and you can see my process over time, showing you that I can be able to be durable more than just a third down back or anytime back, and be able to, get in space, make something happen each and every time.
UTSA football tweeted, "Good luck to the 3 Roadrunners at the NFL Scouting Combine, Burford, McCormick, and Tariq Woolen. Woolen will take the field Sunday with the rest of the defensive backs." And former Texas A&M defensive star DeMarvin Leal will have to wait until tomorrow to run drills when defensive linemen and linebackers take the field at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. However, he did make his media rounds today. Look at him up there on that podium.
He looks at home.
Yeah. He does. Comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe he's after you or my job coming up. You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a sports guy.
All right. Got it.
Thanks, Larry. Our Q&A is up next. After a year of talks and negotiation, they now have a deal between the city of San Antonio and the police union, the San Antonio Police Officers Association. That deal covering things like pay, benefits, and discipline for officers. Let's bring in the president of the police union, Danny Diaz. Thanks so much for being here, Danny. We know it's been a big week, but there's a lot of work left to do for you guys. So let's first start talking about what you are pleased with. What are you happy to see included in this contract?
Well, first off, thank you for having me. There's a couple things with that. First and foremost, thank you to the city, their negotiating team, for the professionalism that they had, and we were able to knock this out in a year. With that, there were some issues that were first. They approached us with these issues back in February, March when we first started, and we listened. We listened to the activists about saying that we protect bad officers, which is far from the truth. They had 10 main items that they continuously put out. And in these negotiations with the city, we were able to address 8 of those items and made some movement on those. 2 of them, unfortunately, we couldn't touch because they're state mandated. But we did change some of the obvious things that they wanted to talk about or want to change in. That was the arbitration. City got their language. The 180-day rule, 48-hour rule, things of that sort that we had mentioned before in the past. So it was good to be able to sit down and have that dialogue and that professionalism throughout this past year.
And we should probably clarify some of those things. The 180-day rule, now the chief has 180 days from the time of learning about alleged misconduct, right, to make a disciplinary decision. Also changing the time frame that officers have, a heads up that they have before they're interviewed about whatever the allegations are.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. So when Internal Affairs would contact an officer about a complaint, they would give him 48 hours notice just to show up at Internal Affairs. And the myth that was out there, and actually it was wrong, that they were saying that officers had 48 hours to come up with their story and their lie. That's far from the truth. We adjusted those times, and now Internal Affairs gives officers 24 hours to show up. So we did change that. On the 180-day rule, the city was wanting and to go back your entire career and use your entire discipline for a new charge or a new complaint, and we agreed on being able to go back 2 years prior to the actual complaint or the new complaint that's online.
Danny, I also want to point out that this is not a done deal. It's a tentative deal. Like your union members have to approve this. The city council has to approve this deal. But are you happy with the money? The city was saying that this makes the San Antonio police officer the second highest paid officer in the state. I think it's a 15%, roughly more than 15% over, the length of this contract in raises. You get a lump sum at the beginning. Is that something your officers can get behind? Is that enough?
Well, look, I will tell you, in any business, it's never enough for anyone, right?
Right. Yeah.
But we look at being realistic. So if you look at what's happening, not only across the country, but in the state of Texas, nobody wants this job any longer because of what's transpired over the last couple of years. So what we looked at was retention. It's been crazy lately to where we've had officers leave with 5-6 years on, where before this was a career where you wanted to stay 30-35 years. Now that's not happening, and we're having more and more people leave more frequently, and it's hurting the manpower issue. So what we looked at was we need to be able to do our part also with the city in attracting more employees, right? More applicants, so that we can better this department. At the same time, you look at during COVID, during everything that we went through, the unrest last summer there downtown, officers never got to go home. In fact, even during the winter storm when it snowed, a lot of our officers stayed at the substations and slept overnight so they can make their roll calls the next day. So there's a lot of things that went into that thought process. We've been here, we've stayed here. We're continuously working hard for the citizens and to make this city as safe as possible. So with that, we think that we accomplished the two things that we set out to do. One, which was a fair contract, and two, which we had due process for the officers.
Do you think it's going to be a challenge to get officers on board with this new deal?
It's going to take some time for us. We have to educate them on the legalese, so to speak. We're up to date on the laws that we have to enforce because we took an oath, and of course we have to be up to date on those. But when it comes to a contract, in the wording that's changed, we've got to get out to our membership, and we will here in the next week or so, and start educating them on what this contract means to them. What we're in the process of right now with the city is cleaning up the language so that they see the differences from the previous contract to this one. And that's taking a little bit of time. So I do have my phone that's been ringing off the wall, wanting to know what this means, what that means. We are coming out to our membership. And then once we do that, and God willing, everything works out and we ratify this contract, now we can get it to city council and they can do what they need to do on their end.
We've seen in the Fairfax polls that we've done in the past that San Antonians overwhelmingly support the police department and law enforcement. They also support accountability. Do you think there's a fallacy out there that San Antonio police officers don't want accountability?
Yeah, so look, that's a misconception. And part of the problem that we have, Steve, is is, right around 2006, 2007, we went through a time there where classes were canceled, academy classes. So we started falling short on manpower back then. So what that's caused is, being that we're short, officers are going call to call to call. And when I came on this department, I was taught and raised that, this community is not only your livelihood, but a lot of times they turn out to be your best friends and your best source of information. And the way to get that done is you have to be able to communicate. Well, right now, officers can't do that because of the urgency of going call to call, as many calls have been coming in, and we don't have that time to sit and talk. The only time citizens get to do that are with their safe officers, and we just don't have enough safe officers to go around the city to have that dialogue. So the way we see it and what our goal is to strive to do is through this association is get out into the community as much as we can, helping the people that need help. And we hit the ground running. We were feeding people, homeless people during the Christmas and Thanksgiving holidays, delivering turkeys to some of the housing projects here. We've partnered up with the food bank, with Meals on Wheels. Those are the things that we're out doing. A lot of the pastors and churches here in and around San Antonio, meeting up with them and getting the word out and having that communication so that they see our point of view and we see theirs. We can't fix things unless we have a dialogue. And that's the goal that we're trying to reach right now.
Work happening in regard to that outreach and then now going forward getting this contract approved. Danny Diaz, president of the San Antonio Police Officers Association, thanks for being here tonight.
Thank you all for having me. I appreciate the invite.
Appreciate your time, Danny. Thank you. We'll be right back. A California woman under arrest accused of making up a story about being kidnapped.
Sherry Papini made national headlines back in 2016 when she seemingly vanished and then she reappeared. Now police say it was all part of a hoax to go live with her ex-boyfriend.
ABC's Morgan Norwood has the story.
The California woman whose disappearance and reappearance set off a frantic 3-week search more than 5 years ago, making her first court appearance. Sherry Papini arrested on charges that she allegedly lied to federal agents about being kidnapped and allegedly defrauded the state's Victim Compensation Board of $30,000. Just before Thanksgiving 2016, the young mother of 2 disappeared in Northern California. Her husband, Keith, frantically calling 911.
I just got home from work and my wife wasn't there, which is unusual.
A few weeks later, Papini was found by a truck driver who saw her on a freeway with injuries, chains, and bindings around her body. Papini claimed 2 Hispanic women abducted her at gunpoint, beat her, and threatened to sell her to a man while keeping her in a closet. But she claimed she managed to escape. But authorities now revealing in a criminal complaint that DNA evidence recovered from Papini's clothing she was wearing when she returned matched her ex-boyfriend's DNA. And that ex-boyfriend admitted to investigators that he helped Papini run away. Investigators add that he also said Sherry Papini created the injuries while staying with him, including hitting herself to create bruises and burning herself on her arms.
I totally believed her. I thought she really did have PTSD, that she had been beaten and just mistreated completely. Our community really got behind her and the Papini family, and disappointment, disheartenment.
Her family releasing a statement to ABC News, writing, "We are confused by several aspects of the charges and hope to get clarification in the coming days." The Shasta County Sheriff releasing a statement saying it's a great day for law enforcement across America, adding that this investigation cost the county $150,000. If convicted, Papini faces up to 25 years in prison. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Let's take another look outside with live cam. 74 degrees. It's been a warm stretch of days. Little peaks of sun before it goes down there, Katie.
Yeah, a little bit. Clouds were so slow to clear out today, and that'll be the case over the next few days as well. But toward the end of the day there, early evening, we'll be able to squeeze in a little bit of bright sky before the sun goes down. Our low this morning was 62, up to 81 this afternoon as the cloud cover from this morning began to break up. That's 10 degrees above average for this time of year. So yes, it's starting to feel very spring-like out there. 76 now and still breezy. Temperatures will continue to fall through the 70s over the next few hours and the breeze will hang around. I'll talk more about your weekend forecast and not one but two cold fronts in the extended forecast coming up in just a little bit.
All right, want to mention that I am wearing blue. I'm assuming Myra's wearing blue and Katie's wearing blue because March is Colon Cancer Awareness Month. We know somebody who's fighting colon cancer or survived colon cancer. We have a survivor here at the station or somebody that's lost a loved one to colon cancer. That is me. So all of us trying to fight, get awareness out there, get screened, get your colonoscopy.
Yes, because so often it is so preventable.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's
now we'll talk
over to the forecast. And it seems like kind of the theme is don't get too comfortable.
Yeah, don't keep your head on a swivel. Just keep checking your KSAT Weather Authority app because we've got some twists and turns ahead, especially as temperatures are concerned. Let's talk about our average last freeze date. So across the area, on average, over the last 30 years or so, this is when the last freeze of the season occurs. For us here in San Antonio, that's late February, so we're already past that. Kind of makes sense. It's a little bit later across the hill country, late March, but we have had a freeze in San Antonio as late as early April. In fact, April 3rd of 1987. That is the latest into the calendar year that we've hit freezing at the airport here in San Antonio. This weekend, even through very early Monday morning, our morning lows will be unseasonably warm. Our average low this time of year is near 50. Think about it as that's where we should be if our weather was behaving as average as far as the climate is concerned. Early next week, though, by Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, we will have some colder air move on in. But what that doesn't show you is our low temperatures a week out, 7-8 days from now. So we're going to jump ahead just a little bit. I'm not going in chronological order to late next week. I'm talking a week from today. We're going to have a cold front move through, the second one in the extended forecast, early next Friday. So that's the 11th, a week from today. Next Friday night, the night of the 11th, there are some indications that we could have a freeze, at least across a portion of the area. Again, Friday night, March 11th into Saturday morning, March 12th. So as that gets closer, we'll be able to really nail down exactly where a freeze is most likely. But I just want to go ahead and point this out because with as warm as it's been the past few days, as warm as it will be this weekend, some folks might have the itch to do a little bit of planning or some gardening. So hold off on that for now because there is the potential for a freeze this time next week. And of course, we'll keep you updated here and via that KSAT Weather Authority app. Right now it's 80 at Stinson, still quite warm there. 77 Kelly, 76 in San Antonio, 86 still in Cotulla, 83 in Laredo. So still a little warm in spots, but we've got a great breeze across the area, so that's going to keep it feeling nice and comfy. Breeze will hang around for the rest of the night. We have cleared out decently this evening, late this afternoon, but clouds will fill back in overnight and we'll start off gray in the morning with some patchy fog and drizzle, a low near 63. Up to the low 80s again tomorrow afternoon with clearing, just like we saw today. It's not going to happen too quickly. It'll be gradual after lunchtime, but I do expect we'll get a good mix of sun tomorrow afternoon and the same for Sunday. So as I run your futurecast here through the weekend, you'll notice again by Sunday morning, gray with some fog and drizzle, clearing Sunday afternoon. And then another note about Monday morning's front. This does cool us down by Monday afternoon, but very early in the day, we will have a chance for some rain. It's going to be a brief window for a shower or two. And that same front will bring a chance of rain to some of the coastal areas. So if you're heading down to the coast next week, you will have a chance of rain on Monday and actually again on Tuesday. So the ups and downs, they continue for now.
All right. Thanks, Katie.
We'll be right back.
And good morning. It is Friday, March 4th.
We start with this, a bad crash on the city's west side. San Antonio police say a man is in the hospital this afternoon after a car T-boned his truck in an intersection. Witnesses tell officers that the driver of the truck ran the red light, causing it to be hit and flipped onto the curb. The driver of that truck is in critical condition. The crash is still under investigation.
And questions remain as well after an early morning house fire on the city's southeast side. Once they got there, flames were shooting through the front of the house. Investigators say squatters may have been inside when the house fire started.
A man accused of killing his ex-girlfriend in 2019 has been arrested in Mexico. Brian Ontiveros is charged in the murder of Marissa Jernigan. She was fatally shot in June of 2019 after Ontiveros reportedly broke into her apartment. He fled to Mexico before officers arrived at the scene. He was arrested yesterday in Piedras Negras and is awaiting extradition to Bexar County.
Tonight, more heartbreaking scenes of the devastation Russia's war is unleashing in Ukraine. Family photos and children's toys covered in dust after explosions rocked residential buildings in the northern city of Irpin.
Here close to home, Congressman Joaquin Castro in San Antonio today meeting directly with members of a local Ukrainian nonprofit organization. Castro held a roundtable discussion with 6 women who are part of Ukrainian San Antonio. They shared their concerns, their fears, and their frustrations with the conflict overseas. Castro says afterward, their pleas for the safety of their families and friends are not going unheard.
All right, this weekend, cloudy mornings with some fog and drizzle, and then warm, breezy afternoons. Then we cool down Monday after an early shot at a shower or two. Highs will be in the 60s, even upper 50s through the first half of next week. And just when we start to warm back up again, another front heading into next Friday will cool us down again. And keep in mind, we're monitoring the potential for a late season freeze next weekend, guys.
Yeah, would be late. Thanks, Katie. And thank you for watching the news at 6.
See you back here on the Night Beat at 10.